So I had an idea. This was actually a few years ago. An idea attached to Black Americans that are descendants of slaves being given reparations. And I do agree with that. I think it should have happened a long time ago. I think it should have happened when, after the Civil War and all that shit stopped, America should have paid the slaves a lot of money, or 40 acres and a mule like they promised, and just be done with it. But like the way everything else turns out, it was affected by greed and power. So here we are hundreds of years later, just still dealing with that atrocity. But it's on generations of people who had nothing to do with it being asked to pay some of their tax money to give to descendants of slaves. I'm all for it. If there's a way, a very factual, technical way of tracking down descendants of slaves and giving them some type of bulk sum money, maybe not every descendant of a slave, because we're talking thousands or whatever. I don't know how it would work. I'm not smart enough to know all the intricacies, but I think it should be discussed in a very honest, civilized, open way, not just to score political points. I think a lot of people should discuss it, because I'm okay with it. I'm okay with giving some of my tax money to it, to some type of pot or something, because my tax money goes to shit that I don't like all the time. So if I agree with this, take the money away from foreign aid and give it to your national aid, American aid. Let's call it American aid. And let's put money into it and stop sending money overseas to other countries that pretty much hate us anyway. Save all those billions of dollars and put it in an account called American Aid or American Slavery Aid, and then hire very smart people, because there are a lot of them in this country. I think more so than any other country. And let's figure out how to divvy that money up to go to the descendants of slaves. And America could finally say, we fucked up, we're sorry. Not we, like me and you, but the American government could finally say, okay, yeah, we screwed up, and here's some payment, and hopefully we could move on. Until that happens, it will never be really right, because there's no closure. Nobody gets to wash their hands, so everybody's got dirty hands. I do have an idea, though. It's about reading about the history of slavery and Jim Crow, and learning how much the Democrat Party played a role in. You see, I almost tripped and fell right now. When you look back historically, the Democrat Party really played a big role in trying to keep Black Americans from voting, and the KKK were like a enforcement arm of the Democrat Party for a long time. hell, if the Democrat Party could raise, what was it, like $1 billion in a month for an awful, horrible, lame candidate in 2024, why doesn't the Democrat Party, since it's all historical fact that this happened with the Democrat Party and slaves and black Americans, why don't they raise money to pay the majority of the reparations? If they could raise $1 billion in a month, imagine what they could do in a year. Because I think the Democrat Party is on the hook for a lot of the guilt that goes along with slavery and Jim Crow. And until they fix that shit, I don't think they'll ever be. I don't think they'll ever be right. I think they need to face it and apologize for it and raise a shitload of money and put it into the American Slavery Fund. Everybody's just pretending and bullshitting everybody else. And another idea I had was, why not private party donations also? Maybe tax deferred donations, tax exempt donations to the American Slavery Fund. I mean, there's a lot of, when I hear people talk about it in public that are pro reparations, a lot of them seem to be very wealthy people. Think Hollywood, professional sports, Congress people. These are very wealthy people. So why not solicit their donations for this? In fact, you could buy a portion of a highway, put your name attached to it. You could also solicit private party donations to fund slavery reparations and put your name attached to it, because most of these people, it's all about their name anyway and their ego. I think a lot of them don't really give a shit about slavery. They just say it in public because they want the gold star, but there are a lot of people that do care. So these are just some ideas. Once again, I'm here in my classroom giving lectures to nobody, soliciting information from nobody, just passing on ideas that are in my head to nobody really here physically, but maybe spiritually. I'm holding court spiritually. Maybe it's crowded.